What's up, guys? It's Mike, the Smokin Monkey, and I'm back for another video for you guys. And finally, it came in. I've got it. Here is the GIVI. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but I believe it's GIVI. So the GIVI windscreen for the 2017 or 16 to current SV650. Not bad. Doesn't look too bad at all. Now, I am going to remove this real quick and then throw this guy on so we can actually give it a good comparison. If you guys haven't watched my previous videos, I've been testing the meter visor. This is an OEM meter visor from Suzuki. And I've had it on for the past almost, I would say, 3 weeks. It's great so far. If you want to see my full review, the link is in the description, as well as on my channel. Feel free to browse my channel. I am sure if you have an SV650 or if you're interested in them, there's going to be tons of videos on there for you. So without further ado, let's get this thing on there and then we'll go test it out for you guys. Alright guys, so I just finished reading all the instructions. And I've laid everything out just to show you guys in case you're following along with me or you just want to see how simple it is to do. And basically you have the two brackets. They install right here on each side. You just remove this and you replace it with the longer bolt provided. Here you put the washers on those bolts and you have a spacer on the other side. The spacer will be on the inside of the bike, the washer will be on the outside. These are the bolts you'll be using to put on the windshield to the brackets. You use a nylon washer on the outside of the windshield, pretend my fingers are the windshield, and you use the rubber washer on the inside. And then you put the nylon lock nut on that. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I'm going to throw it on real quick and then we'll go for a ride. So let's get started. So that install wasn't that bad. It actually went on pretty easier than I would have thought it would have gone on looking at the instructions, but took me took me about 20 seconds for you guys, but took me all of about, I don't know, 8 minutes. So the install is as easy as it gets. There's not much to it. As long as you can line it up properly once you get it on there, that's all you really need to do. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but I got caught in the rain back there a little bit, so it's super windy today. You can probably tell by looking at the trees. So it's a great day to test it because everything's getting blown around, everything's coming at me today. Pretty much no better day to test it than today. And from what I can tell you so far is it doesn't vibrate, it doesn't make any weird noises or wiggles or wobbles or anything. It's pretty damn solid. You can see through it pretty well when you need to, if there's something right in front of you or you just feel like you need to look through it or you're tucking in and whatever. But yeah, it's not too dark to the point where you can't see through it. Another thing that I have noticed is you hear different noises. I'm gonna guess that it's my intake that I'm hearing because it's right underneath the tank here. But you do hear something else that you haven't heard before. It's kind of like a whooshing noise. I'm guessing it's my intake. I've done intake on several cars and it sounds similar to that in a sense, but some kind of noises are bouncing off and coming back at me. And it's not a bad thing, it's not overwhelming, it's not like a lot of noise, it's just something I've noticed, something I should mention to you guys. And yeah, you can see it's all wet. I did get a little wet, but not too bad. I got out of it. You can see there's some dirty clouds waiting around, but just gotta ride around them. And so far so good. I kind of like it. It does the job, it does help with the wind, but not as much as I thought. And I'll tell you more about that in a second. But the aesthetics of it are meh. I don't know. I kind of don't like the way it looks. It makes my bike look more of like a adventure bike or something like that, and that's not really the look I'm going for. I kind of like the sportiness of this bike. I like the way that it looks without the windscreen or without any windscreen. But that being said, I think I'm just getting used to it with the meter visor on there. I actually really enjoy having that on there. I think I like the look. I know a lot of you guys have been mentioning that I should paint it or change the color or something, but you know, it's actually growing on me, and I've got a plan for it. I'm gonna do something kind of cool pretty soon, so just keep your eyes out for the next coming up videos, because I'm gonna be modding that meter visor when I throw it back on here, because I will be putting it back on after I test this out nice and thoroughly for you guys in about a week or two. But I've been out here for about an hour now, and it's starting to get dark. So before it does get dark, I'm gonna find a nice spot over here to pull over for you guys and give you guys my first impressions of what I think about the GIVI windscreen for the 2017 SV650. What do I think about this GIVI windscreen? Well, to be honest with you guys, I think it is pretty good in terms of being wind protection. I don't like the way it looks. It's not really my style, as I mentioned. I kind of prefer something a little different. If you look at the profile of the bike, it doesn't look terrible. It still has kind of a sporty look to it, just it's not really not for me. I do want to mention I love how it mounts. It's nice and clean. You don't notice it. You don't really see it. It tucks right in there, kind of. Yeah, you don't really notice it. I've seen other ones that clip on the handlebars here, and I don't really like that style. I think this is a lot better. It's a lot cleaner, and if you want to take it off, it's 2 bolts. You don't have to take off the windscreen off of the brackets after. You just take off the 2 bolts, and you should be able to slide it off, I believe. Actually, because of the way these brackets are, I might be lying to you guys. I might be wrong, but we'll find out when I go to take it off. I'll make the video for you guys, and I'll let you know if it's easier to take off, like I'm saying, just these 2 bolts, or if I actually have to remove these 4 as well. Hopefully not. But the most important thing is, while you're riding, it's actually not the best wind protection. And I know it looks like it's great, it's nice and tall, but I feel that it's not tall enough, because when I'm riding, all the wind is hitting me right in the neck, directly underneath my helmet, right in the chest and in the neck. That's where the wind line is, and you can feel it. You put your hand out in front of you, you can feel where the wind break is, where the wind pressure zone is, and it's literally right in front of your face, right where your neck is. And it's horrible, because when you're riding at high speeds, that's not what you want. You don't want wind pressure right on your neck. Now, when I was riding with no visor at all, no meter visor, no windscreen, you would have a little bit of wind pressure, but nothing like terrible. And it was even. It was all across your body. It was on your chest, on your neck, on your head, on your arms, everywhere. Now it's focused from your neck up, which is very straining. If you're riding for long periods of time, this can be very tiring. This can be very, I wouldn't say dangerous, but it's not fun if you go to check your blind spots and you have extra pressure on your head. So it's just something that I wouldn't recommend. At first, I thought it was good, but after riding around for about an hour, it started to get to me. Now, let me know if you guys have this windscreen and you guys have the same issue, or if you guys don't have the same issue. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's super windy today. I will go out and I will test this for the next week or two, so I can get around 500 to 1,000 kilometers in, and I can actually get a good review for you guys and tell you guys what I think. But right off the top of the bat, it's not bad. I'd give it a 5 out of 10 for functionality, because it does block some wind, but today in my case, it's kind of chopping me in the neck. Not gonna lie. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you guys like the aesthetics. I kind of don't mind how it looks, but I still think it isn't my style. But let me know if you guys like it. Let me know if you guys like the meter visor better. But I'm going to keep testing this thing, and I'll let you guys know at the end of next week, or maybe a little bit sooner, depending on how many rides I can get in, how I like this thing and what the actual verdict is, if you guys should go out and spend your money on this or the meter visor. But enough of me talking and standing around. Let's get back on the road. And I know a lot of you guys probably recognize this spot from the meter visor video when I first put that on. And it is kind of a coincidence. I didn't plan to stop here, but it was kind of on my way home and the lighting was very nice. So here we are. But enough of me talking. Let's get back on the road. So those are my thoughts, guys. Pretty much, I don't mind the windscreen, but it's not like I expected it to be. But hopefully that's just because today's kind of a crazy windy day. I'm going to keep testing it for you. I'm going to keep riding with it and see exactly if it's worth your money or not, because it's better for me to go out there and test it and waste my money than for you guys to waste your money. I'm sure you guys feel the same way. But I don't know. So far, so good. It performs all right. Other than the fact that the wind pressure zone is a little bit low, kind of hitting me right here in the neck. And you can feel it right there, right where my thumb is, there's wind pressure. And right below my thumb, there's no wind, like right here. So you can kind of feel it. And when it's coming at you, it's not pleasant. That being said, I don't mind riding it without a windscreen. When I have no windscreen on the bike at all, it's perfectly fine for me. I don't have a big issue with the wind. That's why I bought a naked bike, because it's not a deal breaker for me. And I haven't been riding with a windscreen until now because I haven't felt the need to have one. That being said, I do like the meter visor that I put on. That is going to go back on, just because I like the look of it, and it actually functions really well. It does kind of create a low pressure wind zone right where I'm riding, and I feel that the angle of this, because it's so much more parallel, like more 90 degree, more closer to 90 degrees than the meter visor is. When you're going quick, you actually feel the wind pressure on it. Like it feels like it's like a little parachute. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like an air brake. You feel the wind pressure, and I don't know. It's not really confidence inspiring when you're riding, feeling like something's pushing against your bike. Especially since I haven't had that before, so it's very noticeable. Now, you don't notice it in the city. Anything above, like, I'd say 80 to 100 kilometers an hour, so 50 to 60 miles per hour, you're gonna notice it. Right now, it's fine, but if I'm riding anything faster, or if I'm on the highway like I was earlier, then you definitely notice it. It starts coming at you, and it's I don't know, it's kind of weird. But you don't get that with the meter visor. The meter visor kind of does the opposite. It kind of slipstreams the bike, and you get a little bit of a better like agility and handling and just maneuverability in general. With this, I kind of feel like the controls are a little bit slower. If I'm moving back and forth right now, it's not as agile or as nimble as it is usually. Now, I guess that could just be in my head, but I think that it has a lot to do with the wind pressure being pushed against here and it being connected right to the handlebars. That little bit of extra pressure has that effect of giving you a heavy steering, and I don't know, it's not really something I'm enjoying. I think that's about all I can think of on my first impressions on this the GIVI windscreen for the 2017 SV650. And if you guys have any questions or anything that you think I've missed, definitely ask me. I'm going to be posting another video with a better not a better review, but a more in-depth review where I actually use this for a lot longer and I test it out for about 500 to 1,000 kilometers to see if it's good or not. So if you guys have any questions before that, let me know. I'll try to answer them. Please don't forget to subscribe because there's more videos coming your way and I want to see you guys there with me. But until next time, ride safe out there, guys. Peace.